Wild tea. Bamboo forest wild tea. Ancient tree tea. Here is a piece of ancient tree tea. The trunk is very high. Pluck the tea with your hands. There are mountains all around here. Vast tracts of a primeval forest. Fog and mist. This old tree is a bit big. The term lapsang means, originally called Wuyi Bahia in Europe, where Wuyi has the same pronunciation of Wuyi City. In Europe, it is a symbol of Chinese tea. The subsequent boom in trade. The local people distinguish other small varieties of counterfeit black tea, such as artificial seeds or tobacco seeds, to serve the market. Therefore, it was named Lapsang race. Lapsang refers to the same elevation, same geographical area, made by the same traditional process, same quality. Black tea with the taste of longan soup, collectively known as the Lapsang race. Lapsang is a small leaf tea, belonging to the shrubbery. Shrubbery refers to having no distinct trunk. They're clumping together, a relatively small tree. Wild tea is more common in Lapsang. Lapsang race tea plant is sexual reproduction, because the seeds of the tea have been birds or the animals are everywhere. As long as there is sunshine, it will sprout and grow. In the Moso bamboo forest, there are fields by the river in the deep mountains. As long as it meets the growth conditions, there is wild tea everywhere. Due to lack of management, the soil was not damaged. Growing in an environment field, the smell of the mountain field is stronger. The tea tree will absorb all kinds of wild flowers, plant breath. This environment is called the ecological environment. Small vegetable tea roots are going down. How high is a tea tree on it? How deep does the root system grow underneath? So it fits into the microclimate environment of the reserve. It's not afraid of cold, sweat, or waterlogging. If the forest is on fire, in the following spring the tea will grow out of the ground again. There is a lot of life. Therefore, the local people call the small vegetable tea a rare species. The wild tea will be shaded by trees. The light's not that bright. The leaves are thin. The leaves grew far apart. The tea tree looks leafy. Pick up a few pieces. The yield of wild tea is below the mark. Artificial management of 1/3 of tea garden yield. The tea is very good in taste and quality. This is a wild tea with bamboo forest. Tea trees grow in the bamboo forest. It's connected with the mountain. Look at the height of the shoot. This piece of wild tea is more than 1 mu. They all grow in the bamboo forest. This year's shoots are this high. This is also a piece of wild management tea in our family. The tea is wild. There are mountains on the side. Ancient tree tea is slowly formed from wild tea, where the ancient trees grew. It's halfway up the mountain, or low, often stagnant water, where there's plenty of water. To ensure the age of the tea tree, some ancient tree tea have more than 100 years of tree age. The ancient trees and tea stems are higher. It's about a floor high. They often need to climb the tree to pick tea. The diameter of the trunk is larger than that of the lid bowl. In Zhengshan, who was the first to discover the ancient tree tea, or wild tea, belongs to, you can look for it in the mountains. Find it and knife the edge of the weed, and cut off the branches. Let the tea tree come out. This tree is known to the villagers. It's been discovered. No one else will pick from this tea tree. The people in the village are simple. We all have a tacit understanding. Those ancient tree teas are contracted to households after. Master Fu's father found it in the mountain. These tea trees are on top of Longshan Mountain, at an altitude of more than 1,000 meters. There are a dozen ancient tea trees. Ancient tree tea. Until the leaves of the tea mature, they can only be picked then, usually until the middle of May. This is the old tree tea in our family. The trunk is very high. Pull it out with your hands. Surrounded by mountains. Vast tracts of primeval forest, fog and mist. This old tree is a bit big. There are many kinds of tea in Zhengshan. The variety of tea is more than 10 years ago. After the tea inserted by the asexual reproduction, there are more than a dozen varieties, 105. 105. Hang gold hook 301 upside down. Golden peony, etc. These teas are mainly used in combination. It has the fragrance of flowers, fruits, and honey, and so on. The trees of the tea variety are not very old. It will be updated in about 10 years. The roots of a variety of tea grow to the side, a man of greater strength. The tea tree can be plucked up by hand for 2 or 3 years. It does not bear cold, nor frozen, nor drought. If there is a big change in the weather, it will die. Breed tea is collective age. The state provides tea seedlings for tea growers. Zhengshan has a small vegetable tea. There are also later varieties of tea. Varieties of each tea germinate earlier. The tea party was half a month late. Tea is made separately. When it comes to refinement, small vegetable teas of the same size and the varieties of tea get piled together. The flavor of the tea is stronger. The variety has a floral aroma, sweet, fruity. Give black tea to a new taste. Give black tea a new taste. The blending of varieties of tea is mainly consistent. The mouthfeel of modern tea, more floral, and the tradition of making tea, more venison and antiquarian, remains. It takes a man to taste slowly. Tea is in the process of growing. Take it in the air around you. Master Fu's 4th tea garden. In Shipiling, Lijiatang village. All the varieties of tea planted here. This is the paddy field of Lijiatang. This was a village during the Yuan dynasty. There are also many stones and walls left over from the buildings. So, the locals call it Shipingli. It's starting to wither. Today we're making 2 teas. This is Xiaoqigan. The one in front is wild tea. This is the alpine wild tea. Many leafy green ones. Original ecological tea. Ancient tree tea, wild tea. Jinjime and Xiaoqigan. The smell of Yinjime is different. Xiaoqigan and Yinjime. The variety of tea is blended inside, with floral, fruity, and honey nuts. Ancient tree tea and wild tea in Jinjime. There is no blend of varieties of tea. It has a rich, ancient charm, full of the smell of the mountains. The wild tea that Master Fu's family makes a year on 10 jins. The ancient tree tea is only a few jins. Yesterday was a grain rain. This is grain rain tea. Grain rain makes some white tea, naturally air dried. Let's have a 10-year-old white tea today. This one smells very good.